So in this video we are going to talk about the actual sauna construction happening here at Saunum's sauna factory in Tallinn, Estonia. We are going to go through the materials that are being used, how the construction process goes, and why do they make the choices they make when building these Saunum saunas. My name is Veeti. I'm a Finnish sauna expert at thesaunaheater.com.
I'm Siim. I'm Saunas construction manager from Saunum.
And my name is Anton. I'm a Finnish sauna expert at thesaunaheater.com. And today we'll be looking into more of the construction, and Siim will be telling us what's all the elements on this sauna. What do you have?
We start building saunas on the element tables where we put walls and floors. Then we assemble those on the floor and start all the other parts from there.
What kind of materials do you use in the sauna? I can see you have all different layers there. Can you walk me through with what we're using here?
For insulation we're using Rockwool, and the moisture and wind barrier we are using Rivega product. Top of the roof we are using Rotan.
And I can see you have some sort of exhaust system. What's the ventilation work in there? Is it mechanical ventilation?
It's mechanical ventilation, yeah.
Okay, so you have chosen to do mechanical ventilation in all Saunum saunas, am I correct?
Yep.
Okay, and why have you chosen to do that, mechanical ventilation rather than just gravity-based ventilation?
It works better. You have the necessary fresh air inside the sauna to make the experience much better.
So what do you think, is it possible to make great ventilation if you make it just gravity-based, or do you always need to have a mechanical ventilation to actually get enough oxygen going in the sauna, based on your experience?
Always mechanical.
Mechanical
Yeah.
always?
Yeah, I think mechanical removes all different variables in the sauna going, so definitely it helps every kind of heater and the space itself.
If you have the wood heater, then the gravity-based ventilation works as well, but not in the electrical saunas.
And what kind of wood do you use in sauna construction?
We have different kind of woods based on the different models. In classic, we have using the fine sawn spruce that has paint 2 layers, and for the air cube models we are using Thermo pine, and the interior we are using Alder or Thermo Aspen.
So here we have the Saunum Classic, also known as Sauna Life G6 sauna. So if you look inside this specific construction, so we have the Thermo Aspen benches, which gives this brownish look for the benches, so it's a little bit darker than something like a normal Aspen. And what thermal modification does for the wood is that it kills all the contents and bacteria inside the wood, making it more stable.
Yeah, it's really consuming, and just the wood itself will last longer when it's been thermally modified. You can see the thermo process makes the wood a little bit darker. It's not going to be as light as you see on normal Aspen, but I think it gives a nice darker tone to the whole sauna going. And especially here, when it's dark in here now, but there is a glass front, it looks a little bit different, but I think it looks great. And it's pretty comfortable, really. The bench is nice and deep. Depth is great. You can lie down here a little bit, maybe bending your feet, but other than that, I think it's a great cabin.
Yeah, all the Saunum saunas are very heavy construction. We have everything, vapor barriers, Rockwool insulations.
They're like the full-on like buildings in a way. They're not just like cabins you see like a barrel sauna that has the full insulation, the vapor barrier, everything.
And then we have the mechanical ventilation in all of these pre-made cabin saunas. So we can see that here we have the exhaust vent. They run a pipe on the floor. There is a flue inside the wall. The exhaust vent is under the foot bench, and the machine is running the air, and that's how it comes out from on top of here.
Then here also we have the place for the controller for the heater, right? Yeah, this is where it would be. So obviously there's no heater in there now, but that's where you put it.
And as in all good saunas have, we have a little buffer above the upper part of the door. So what happens is that when you open the door, not all the löyly is going to get out of the sauna, because here is a little buffer blocking the löyly from exiting the actual sauna building. So all good saunas and all proper sauna constructions, they don't have a door that opens all the way to the ceiling, but you always have at least some room above the upper frame. Then we can see these same saunas here, but a bit more broken down, so we can actually see what's happening in the wall construction. Rockwool, the best insulation material for sauna construction. Then we can see how the flue is running to bring in the exhaust air from the top. We have a frame that is always made from spruce or pine, making it very, very stable construction. So here we can see the vapor barrier. So this is blocking the humidity from entering into the insulation and damaging the materials. So we can make sure that all the humidity escapes the sauna through the right way, so through the doors, through the ventilation. We can see that the exhaust vent is here under the lower level of the foot bench. So what happens is when you draw water onto your sauna heater, it gets pulled down here, and that's how you equalize the temperatures inside the sauna cabin. This is very standard practice in all sauna construction. So we have more small furring strips on the ceiling, and we will have small furring strips here, as we can see where it's marked, on the walls as well. And then we basically install the interior cladding, so our tonku and crew panels, to these small furring strips. That's how we get few inches there between the tonku and crew panels and the vapor barrier, so there can be some airflow actually drying. So the moisture doesn't get trapped here and damage the wood itself. When we go basically one step forward from here, we can see on the other side, if we look at that, we can see that cladding has been already installed to the fooring strips. So here we have the small fooring strips, here we have the vapor barrier. That's how a proper sauna is constructed, if you want like a heavy construct building, I would say.
And also don't forget about the most important bit too, that when you have all the moisture and the heat in here, there's going to be a lot of water and sweat involved. You also have the most important bit is a drain here to get rid of all the extra water and stuff like that, because you don't want that building up in the sauna and creating mold, and then you'll be getting sick in the sauna. You wonder, oh, I get in the sauna, but then I just feel worse.
So people ask us, do I need a drain? Let's say that you need some kind of drainage system. The smaller the sauna, the less humidity, less wet there is, obviously, because there's less sauna covers, but you need at least some kind of a system to actually get rid of all the excess water, all the excess humidity.
Sometimes when you can't do the proper plumbing for it, you might just put like a sloped floor and then just some sort of bucket, you know, what gathers all the water, and you can just remove it easily. But something is definitely needed.
So here we have the air cube space. So what we have, what is the outside material, Sim?
Thermo.
Painted thermo pine outside, and then inside was thermo aspen here. Very, very thick. Is it a double pane window here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, double pane windows. Definitely no heat escaping from this sauna.
And I think the biggest thing you see here again is we have thermodynamically modified wood on the outside and the inside. So outside you have it for against the weather, and the inside just for the hot and harsh environment that the sauna provides. This one you can actually see it has the speakers down the bottom there. You can control it with your phone and put what music ever you want, and you can just play it and relax. All the Saunum cabins, do they have speakers in the US?
No, in the US, yeah.
In the US, all of them have it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so everyone gets a nice extra.
You basically have the channels.
Run mostly from the ceiling. Put the conduits inside ceiling elements on the element tables. All the cables and conduits they're hanging from the ceiling. And then if we mount this sauna together, then we can put those inside the electrical boxes.
So basically this is just where everything hooks up to, is this particular section. And this is where it's going to be the main module also of the heater itself. Here we have, just without the cladding on top, you can see everything where it comes from, and there's definitely everything you need to run the whole thing.
Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Comment all your questions down below and we will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible.